I just got done getting a massage, and I'm getting ready to head in and do a podcast with Eugene. But I wanted to share a kind of a funny story from last year with you. And there's a lesson to it for your training. But last year, I remember I was at this competition, and I had just won 2 gold medals for the day. I was sitting back. I was, eating one of those incredibly expensive acai bowls that they sell at the venues. But you pay for them anyway, because after a really hard day of competing, there's nothing better than that thing, like something kind of sweet and cold. But anyway, I'm sitting there eating this acai bowl, and this guy comes up and he makes eye contact with me. And there's this interesting thing that I've begun to sort of notice, that when people come into a competition, they make this certain eye contact with me, and I instantly know what that means. That means that, oh, you're the guy. You're the guy from the videos. Which it's kind of cool. I'm kind of like a F-list celebrity, because day to day most people do not know me from anyone else. But then when I go to competitions, it's like people notice me and we talk about the videos, and they share what they meant to them, which is really cool, because it gets to kind of complete the cycle, because I'm talking to you guys through a video, and then you take it and interpret it, and then whenever I meet you in person, I get to complete it. Like, hey, this is what I got from that video, or this is how that impacted me, or whatever it might be. Well, this guy makes eye contact with me, comes up to me, and he says, Chewy, I just want to say, man, that it's good to meet you, and your video's been really helpful, and the channel's great, and all this kind of really positive stuff. And then he says, but... and as soon as he said but, I'm thinking to myself, oh no. Because anytime someone front loads the start of the conversation with nice stuff and then adds a but, you know what that means. That means they're about to shit all over you, and they wanted to sort of use the compliments to soak up the negative side, right? So he says, but man, the channel is just so basic. There's so much basic stuff, and it's just so, there's all this, it's just the beginner stuff. Would you mind posting some advanced stuff for people like me, because I'm a brown belt? And when he said that, I mean, it was probably for only a half second, but I remember having this spoon, because I was still eating. I stood up to shake his hand, and then afterwards I'm sitting there eating while I'm talking to him, because I'm on Chewy time. I'm going to eat my acai bowl. But I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at him, and I feel like the spoon was just hanging out of my mouth for a second, but it was literally probably a half a second. And then I thought about it, and I was thinking, did you watch my matches? Because my matches, it worked in a way where pretty much every move that I did in those matches, I have shown on the channel in some way, shape, or form. So it's all the basic stuff that I used in the black belt division, I was using or showing you guys in the channel. So I was kind of grinning a little bit about it, and I just said, I'll see what I can do, man. Thanks for the feedback. And the message I wanted to sort of give to you guys is, it's like this. Understand that there's always going to be this shiny new object syndrome, where you're going to see the new techniques. Oh, I want to learn this new stuff, and I want to do this, that, whatever. And there's this new position coming out. Ooh, I want that. And there's nothing wrong with exploring and trying new stuff out, because that's a really good thing. But there's also sort of an idea worth remembering, that the techniques are only as good as the practitioner. Think of the techniques as the weapon, and they're only as good as the warrior that wields the weapon. Right? If we were to give some special operations person or a Navy SEAL a gun, and then we gave the same gun to a untrained civilian, if those two had to fight, we know who would win that battle, right? It's the same thing with techniques. You could learn all of the techniques, but until you really sharpen those techniques, and until you learn how to wield them properly, it's nothing crazy about him. There's nothing really important to him. It's like Roger Gracie. He's the best example, right? Because he used techniques that I learned as a white belt in the highest level black belt division, and won with them, like X chokes and things like that. And it's not about having the coolest technique, it's about the way he wielded those techniques. And so one of the things I wanted to share with you guys is that on this channel, my goal with you guys on this channel is to give you techniques that have been useful to me, techniques that are useful to my students. And when I teach my students, one of the things I'm always trying to do is give them quick wins. I want to give them something that they can immediately start playing with and using tomorrow, right? Or soon, because I want to give you those quick wins, because there's nothing more motivating than either having a light bulb moment, where you understand something a little bit better, or even having that light bulb moment when you use it, when you're rolling, you're like, it worked, or it almost worked. That's motivating, right? And so that's one of the things that I try to give you guys. And so, the techniques in the channel, I'm not really here to wow you guys. I'm not here to go, ooh, look at this cool move that I can do that I don't think actually works, but I'm going to show it to you so that you'll, think it's really neat. That's not my goal. That's not what my mission is with jiu-jitsu. My mission is to give someone something that they can actually use. I want to get. I'm a very much a practical person. I like practical things, and so I want to give you something that's practical that you can use for your game. And the thing I'll say is that the techniques that I use are pretty basic. The techniques I use in competitions are pretty basic. The techniques that I show in the channel are fairly basic. But it's the stuff that I use, the stuff that I've been using from that I think could work from white belt to black belt, no matter what level you're at. And so that's the video. So. If you ever think, Chewy, what the hell's wrong with your channel? Why are you doing all this basic stuff? Well, it's because that's the stuff that I use. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Said video like 3 times there. A little redundant, isn't it? So anyway, I'm going to head in here and do a podcast with Eugene, and I'll talk to you guys next time.